the citizens of Jackson, we overcome adversity.
Yeah.
Like, out of all the things that we've been through, still currently going through, we still strong in spirit, haven't gave up on this city. And we love this city. And, you know, just like every other Jackson, we want to see this place be better than what it is. Because I feel like we get a bad rep. And it bothers me because I see a lot of content creators. I feel like you know what I'm talking about. All Jackson this, you know what I'm talking about. Jackson this, Jackson that, and you know they report everything negative about Jackson, but anything that's positive coming out of Jackson, they turn a blind eye.
Yeah.
So I don't like that. You know, it's you know, there's some good people in Jackson. There's some positive things that happen in Jackson, but you know, of course, the news, the media, they focus on.
Oh yeah, the negative gets more attention, gets more likes.
For sure.
Okay, make sure you do it how we practice now, okay? Take your time, breathe in and breathe out. Yeah, you got all the time you need.
I'm new to this. I'm sorry. I'm true to this. You new to it. Bro, you playing. Put us up.
No, I'm really true to this.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everybody who's watching. So you know you got me messing up. Oh, okay.
You wrote it. Remember that. You wrote it.
Watch out.
There you go.
Man, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everybody who's watching.
Come on.
This is the Jackson, Mississippi 601 podcast, where we discuss issues, current events happening around the Magnolia State. If you're new here, hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notifications so you won't miss a video. With that being said, of course, you guys already know me. I'm Sash. I'm the guy behind the camera, in front of the camera, that's constantly dropping the videos. And to my right, this is my guest. You can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Olivia, Jackson native.
You're from Jackson?
I am from Jackson.
Born and raised? Okay, moving forward.
No, but I mean, to be a Jacksonian, do you have to be born in Jackson? I was born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, stayed for a year, and then came to Jackson, where I spent the entirety of my life.
School you went to?
All right, let me get a rundown. Casey Elementary, Chastain Middle School, Murrah High School, also a product of Power APEC, JPS product through and through.
All right, cool. Moving forward, let's move into our first subject. We're going to talk about, within the past couple of days, there was a video that went viral in Mississippi, really in Mississippi State, where the football players are dancing in the locker room. I'm sure everybody has seen the video by now. It's been out for like probably almost like a week now, and you know, I think it's called the Quiet on the Creek Challenge. Quiet on the Creek by what's his name, Saucy Santana.
Saucy Santana, yeah.
So yeah, for those who haven't seen the video, it's about football players that's dancing in a very, I guess, spicy mannerism. I'm trying to be correct.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I don't want to say. But yeah.
Very free.
Free spirited.
Yeah.
Anyway, this video caused a lot of controversy. Oh Lord. This video caused a lot of controversy, with many viewers stating that it was inappropriate. Others say that it was all in good fun. Let me get your thoughts on what you think about the Mississippi State viral football video.
When I first saw it, I was like, oh, okay, look at y'all. That was my reaction to it. I'm always a fan of Black Boy Joy. I think a lot of times for Black men, they are police in how they should present themselves as far as what is considered masculine and what is considered more feminine. So them being able to feel comfortable enough to, express themselves, and not only one person thought, two person, three, 4 or 5 different of them were like, yeah,
So with you being a Mississippi State alumni,
where?
Mississippi State?
No, sir.
Not a Bulldog?
No, sir. Never.
Where'd you go?
I attended the University of Mississippi.
Okay, right on.
Right on.
So,
Hotty toddy.
Right. So my thoughts on the video is that I'm a little old school. I feel like if you're if your team is like a winning team, I feel like, no, I'm saying like if y'all, okay.
That ain't got nothing.
No,
okay, I'm gonna let you say. I'm gonna let you say, yeah.
Because I'm not about to hold back. I feel like if y'all suck, y'all don't have time to be like making viral TikTok dances and because I think they went like 1-7 in conference games last season, and they're not a winning program, unlike Ole Miss. Shout out. Anyway,
can I push this back?
I feel like what
this camera.
Yeah, sure. I feel like
okay.
If you guys were a winning program, of course, there's cool with having fun. I'm gonna say this because I used to play sports in high school. Basketball.
Oh, you did?
You funny as. I used to play basketball and tennis in high school.
Okay.
And of course, there were some questionable things done in the locker room. I wasn't a part of it. But it's one of those things like what happens in the locker room stays in the locker room. Like back then, we wasn't recording stuff and uploading it to the gram and TikTok and all these other social media platforms. But of course, this new generation, this new era, they love going viral and posting any chance they get. But yeah, like I said, back to what I was saying, I feel like if you guys was a winning program and you guys were actually winning games, it's cool with having fun. But if y'all actually just y'all suck, I feel like y'all need to be getting into the weight room and time and place, like they say.
Gotcha. Okay.
Also, when I was in school, and I'm sure y'all probably hold yourselves to the same standard with colleges. They like to protect their brand, their image. When I was in school, there were certain things that you couldn't really you can record with the school logo or just anything that's going to give the school a bad rep. Of course, is followed by a punishable offense. So, do I think they need to be punished for the TikTok dance thing that went viral? No, but I do think that they need more discipline. And I think that all falls on the head coach. So, with that being said, there's nothing wrong with having fun, but as I said before, time and place. So, with that being said, let's move to our next topic. This topic is a little more close to home. The city of Ridgeland and Madison is on the rise. Madison, they are building a $60 million entertainment district that features a skating rink, dining, retail, bowling alleys, office space, entertainment venues, pretty much the whole shebang. And Ridgeland is not too far behind. They're actually They actually got approved for the first Dave and Buster's in the state of Mississippi. So they're on the rise, and I'm a little jealous because I feel like Jackson is falling behind. Everybody is succeeding and growing. Meanwhile, Jackson is constantly losing businesses, and we are not growing as much as them, if that makes sense. I think the closest thing we ever had to a Dave and Buster's was it called Getty Town or something like that?
Yeah, but that was still Ridgeland. Yeah, it's been a minute since we've had like a game arcade. I'm looking forward to the Dave and Buster's, honestly.
I've never been, so I don't really know exactly how it's like.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure it's like Getty Town, but
yeah,
for adults,
just a lot more options for food and you can drink.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But yeah, there's really not that much growth going on in Jackson besides I think they're trying to give us a give us a what you call it, the AI centers, the data centers. That's the only thing that that they want to move into Jackson, and I know that you are against the data centers
Very
along with
much
everybody
so.
else. Could you give us the breakdown why everybody's against data centers? Because from what I read online, it actually it brings money into the city. It is impacts the economy in a positive way, but there's of course negative sides to having data centers in your neighborhood. So could you just break it down to us? What is the hype, or what is the fuss about data centers?
I think the biggest thing that makes me so, I guess, against data centers are the fact that we still don't know to what extent it is harmful, because every day it's like they're finding new stuff about it that negatively impacts us.
Right.
For example, it is a substantial amount of water that takes to cool down these supercomputers.
Right.
That's just holding this information. And it's not really people that are really I guess toying with these computers. It's not like it's like a mass room with so many computers and it's a person every single computer. Like, these are huge, super towers of electronics that has to be cooled down some way, and this gets cooled down by water. And when you are coming into an area where there's already a bad water infrastructure, for lack of a better word, that we were on the news, national news, for having a water crisis. That doesn't make sense to me, as to why we would bring that to already put an extra stressor on our water system.
I feel you. Well, I hear, I've seen a couple of TikTok videos, did a little bit of research on data centers, and the main thing that a lot of people complain of is a constant humming sound that comes from the machines.
Yes.
On top of that, a lot of people say that it releases a lot of toxins, or
it lowers the air quality in the area.
Right. And it's honestly, it's crazy to me that like I said before, all the businesses are leaving Jackson. The only business they want to put in Jackson is something that's going to hurt it even more. Mm-hmm. So that's just something to think about. Speaking of businesses, I want to talk about County Line becoming a ghost town. I don't know if you guys been on County Line recently, but County Line on Jackson side is struggling. Of course, they took TJ Maxx from us, Marshalls, Old Navy, just a plethora of stores that jumped from Hines County to Madison County.
But which one that I just thought about that was like the very first one that I could remember that did that was Sam's Club. I feel like once Sam's Club left, and could establish themselves in Madison, all these other businesses was like, okay, yeah, we.
What was Sam's Club?
And At Home.
Oh, that was Sam's Club?
I remember being a little girl going to Sam's.
I don't even remember that.
I feel like that's really what started it.
Right.
And then when the Walgreens left that corner right there, but that's always an indication of the start of the decline when grocery stores and like pharmacies and stuff just uproot, because like those are necessity businesses.
Well, why do you think that they're leaving? Why do you think they're leaving Hines County to Madison County? Do you think it's cheaper taxes, or maybe it's the crime is lower? I don't know. Because I'm gonna say this: Chick-fil-A, that's right there on County Line, they actually announced that they're closing that location, and they're moving down the street, across the street, to the old Logan's building. And logically thinking, it's like, why would you? In my opinion, I feel like that's like the busiest area of County Line, and you get like plenty of businesses, a lot of customers, and for you guys to just pretty much close shop and just move across the street, down the street from Target, it doesn't really make sense to me. So stuff like that it's kind of weird to me, because I don't want to say that I feel like people are just blackballing Jackson and just don't really want us to have anything nice, but you can kind of just see what's going on. Because I'm gonna say this is really irrelevant, but how often do you go downtown?
Oh, I say I probably go downtown maybe once a week, maybe at least once a week.
Well, there used to be a Chick-fil-A in the Regions building.
Yes, I remember that.
And they closed it. They got a lot of businesses. They got a lot of customers. A lot of They closed that location, and they moved it to on Lakeland.
Oh, on Tree Top, yeah.
Yeah.
Across from the GI Association.
Exactly. And if you drive further on down Lakeland, there's another Chick-fil-A right there in front of Dogwood.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it just goes back to, I just feel like everybody's kind of...
It's not a scarcity of Chick-fil-A.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Definitely not a scarcity of Chick-fil-A.
For sure. But, it just goes back to what I said. I think everybody's kind of blackballing Jackson. Then on top of that, they kind of want to take our businesses, take our resources, and just leave us high and dry. Like, for instance, the airport. We're battling to keep the airport, because if we lose the airport, of course, that's going to take a lot of money away from us, and we're already struggling as it is. So, that's just something to think about.
I will say, as far as with the Chick-fil-A moving to Ridgeland, down in the old Logans, looking at it from like I would say like a tourist viewpoint. Okay, so the hotel right there, the Hilton,
right,
and Prada. As someone who goes to conferences, I hear people talk about, okay, what am I going to get for lunch? Ridgeland side is going to be very congested with food options. With that, the traffic is going to be backed up from the Wazoo. But then you ask yourself, okay, well, let's look at the hotels. You got Prada, who took over the Jury Inn and have the Prado Hotel right there on the corner. I haven't seen the inside of it. The Jury Inn was okay, so I don't think it's a bad hotel, especially they offer 2 meals free with your stay. Look at the Hilton. The Hilton is outdated.
Yeah, true.
Although it is a nice size hotel and it is a good conference hotel, I will give it that. it's just it's the scenery in it is just dated. Like it's just time for a renovation, in my opinion. And I will also say, I mean, it's on the it was on the news maybe like a month ago that it was going up. Like people were taking bids on it, so they're about to be on the new ownership. So looking at those two options, you know, any person would lean into more so of one versus the other one.
So you said who owns the Hilton?
Well, the Hilton, they said that Gabriel Prada, who also owns the Prada Hotel, who replaced Drury Inn,
Right.
put in a bid on it.
Right.
Then they also said it was a black couple that put in a bid on it as well. But I haven't heard anything as far as where, like, who actually got it. But I would be very interested if Prada gets it.
So we spoke on this before, and you have your what's the word I'm looking for? Your suspicions about Don Gabriel. Did you want to look into that, or that's on you? It's on you. Hey, if you don't want to talk about it, that's
You
cool.
know what?
But you know, you made some interesting points before.
Yeah, I did.
So
I definitely did. So, but
you can
maybe
keep-
on the Patreon.
Yeah. That's cool. That's fine. That's fine. But
Patreon.
I will say this though. I feel like Jackson has to find a way to start bringing revenue into the city. Because, you know, like I said before, all the businesses are closing shop and leaving. And a lot of people who work in Jackson, they're not even from Jackson. So it's like they take the money here, leave, and go back to their hometown or wherever they come from and spend our money where they are. So it's like, you know, it's kind of hard for us to develop.
But I think maybe a couple of years ago, or maybe last year, it was like people were having the discussion of whether would they ever entertain the idea of moving the capital of Mississippi from Jackson.
I don't think they're gonna do that.
I don't think they would either.
That's gonna well for starters, that's gonna take a lot of money to pretty much start back over and move the capital. Two, I feel like we all know what's going on. They kind of, you know, we're all familiar with gentrification.
Yeah.
They kind of want us to force us out. Of course, buy the land and everything and raise prices and move everybody else. You know, it's we all see what's going on. But I'm gonna say this, man. I just feel like in order for Jackson to succeed, it's just gonna sound kind of crazy or controversial, but we have to learn how to stand on our own instead of trying to depend on Tate Reeves and, you know, everybody else. But, you know, it's kind of hard to do that when you have like a lot of crooked politicians that's pocketing money and doing things behind closed doors.
Yeah.
So it's hard to just climb out that hole when you have the state of Mississippi. They don't want to see us succeed. Then you got the people who's over us in Jackson. They're corrupt. So it's like, it's hard to go anywhere.
Yeah, almost like you got to pick a lesser of two evils.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, I've mentioned, I don't know if I spoke to you about this before, but a lot of people gonna say I'm crazy. I just feel like, you know, a way Jackson can start bringing revenue into the city is, I feel like we need to invest in tourism. I've spoken to you before about how, you know, Jackson has a lot of history. You know, of course, we have the two museums down the street, and they are very popular. People from all over the state, all over the country comes to visit the museums and like to learn on the history of Mississippi and civil rights, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Excuse me. And speaking of civil rights, Jackson was in the middle of all that. I don't know if you guys follow my social media or not, but follow me on TikTok at Jackson MS601, where I do this thing where I find old pictures and I'll compare it to what the location looks like today. And I was doing research the other day. Did you see that video, by the way?
I did.
I had some pictures of Martin Luther King right there in front of the state capitol doing the speech. Yeah. My first time ever hearing about this or seeing this. You?
Yes,
your first time.
First time. So
yeah. Then on top of that, when Medgar Evers died, when he was assassinated, whatever, Martin Luther King attended his funeral at the I think it's the Masonic Temple.
Yeah.
So this place has a lot of history, and I feel like Jackson needs to capitalize on it. Like, for instance, Memphis, with the
Lorraine Motel.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They turned that into a museum along with several other spots. And they capitalizing off the history of what went down in Memphis with MLK and all the other civil rights leaders and such. Yeah. And I feel like Jackson needs to follow suit because, like I said before, we was in the middle of all that, and it's a lot of history here. Speaking of history, I'm almost on Farish Street about every other day, either filming, photography, videography, pretty much just learning up on our history. And it makes me sick to my stomach when I roll down Farish Street and see what was. I hear the stories of how this place used to be jumping back in the day, how this was ours. And, you go to Farish Street now and it's just ran to the ground. Just homeless people and just,
Yeah.
It's a rough area.
But it's not even like buildings that were, like businesses that closed up maybe like in the 80s or the 90s. Like this is like still newer things. Like my church anniversary was at the Alamo Theater. And like the fact that the Alamo now was just boarded up, it's just like, oh wow, like this was really like a missed opportunity. Like this was like a whole theater that,
And you know what's crazy? A couple of years back, they said they was gonna put money into Farish Street. They put money into the Alamo Theater, opened it up, and now it's back closed and boarded up. And I'm like, y'all gave up on it before you can see the potential.
Really gave a chance at it, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm like, y'all wasting money and time, and y'all just, not gonna take it serious. I don't like that because, like I said, man, this is our history. Yeah. And I'm gonna go back to the tourism thing. I feel like a lot of these spots in Jackson, they kind of need to turn into museums and, educate people more on the history of Jackson, because a lot of people don't know this. I spoke to you about this the other day. A lot of people don't know this, but the Big Apple Inn on Farish Street, everybody knows where the Big Apple Inn is, where the smokes and stuff at. Yeah. On top of the Big Apple Inn, that's where Medgar Evers' office used to be. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah, I did. No idea.
It's crazy. There's there's really not too many signs out there to, educate people on the history of Farish Street. It's like you have to do a deep dive, do your own Google, your own research, your own history. And I don't really like that. Like, it's like, to me, it's like, I'm gonna say this: if y'all not gonna, what's the word I'm looking for? Revitalize Farish Street. I feel like y'all can at least turn it to a museum or turn it to some type of attraction to get people to spend their money there, instead of just letting it rot and just, not doing much with it. back to Farish Street, Peaches on Farish Street. That's where Obama ate when he came down here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
When he was trying to run for president, he ate at the same restaurant on Farish Street.
Yeah.
And you go to Peaches now, it's boarded up.
It's just
closed. And it's like, you know, like I said, this is our history. And I feel like nobody really takes it serious. If I had the money, honest to God, if I had the money, I would invest in Farish Street. Because, you know, Jackson, I love Jackson. This is my home, born and raised, unlike some people. But nah, you know, Jackson, this is my home, and, you know, I've been here my whole life. I'm 30. I've never seen Jackson in this bad of conditions before. Like, this is the worst I've ever seen Jackson, ever.
Yeah.
I'm talking about from streets to businesses closing to corruption. I've never seen Jackson this down bad. And I just feel like, you know, I'm only one person. I just feel like, you know, it's time for a change. I try to do what I can, but like I said, I'm only one person doing content. You know, it's only so much I can do. But yeah, that's my little speech. I'm, you know, on my soapbox and all that. But yeah.
But you know, one thing I will give Jackson is, as someone who enjoys being in creative spaces, I will say that in Jackson, people create those spaces.
Yeah.
And people will come.
For sure.
Like-minded people will come. So like from concerts, you know, I'm glad that Jackson is getting, you know, more out there as far as attracting artists. Like Currency came to Jackson.
There's a lot of people that came to Jackson.
So, you know, like Soulja Boy came down here, and I'm glad it's now at some point like, okay, yeah, Jackson really could be an option as far as for musicians, as well as the art museum, as well as the symphony orchestra, as well as the ballet. Fun fact about Jackson hosts the international ballet competition.
For sure.
That also competes in Russia, that also competes in Paris, and they come to little old Jackson, Mississippi.
Right.
So, you know, that's very much, you know, Jackson stands out as far as with that. So I would like, going back to like I'm saying though, if we create those spaces, which I feel like as young Jacksonians, we have been creating those spaces and people have been coming. So now I just feel like it's for the people or the powers that be to realize that as well, and how we can show up to that is, you know, just continuing to, you know, be the example.
Right.
Because, you know, we show out.
But yeah, I'm gonna say this. I've seen a Facebook post, and it said Jackson is 3 hours away from New Orleans, 3 hours away from Memphis, 3 hours away from Birmingham.
Yeah.
Like we literally in the middle of, you know, everything. Yeah. And everyday people drive through here, don't even stop or spend their money or give us the time of day, because it's really not that much to offer here.
But Jackson State though.
Okay.
Jackson State though, I will say that Jackson State truly has become pretty good revenue for the city.
Oh,
I
sure.
would think so.
Well, yeah, for sure. But I'm saying like outside of that, you know, if somebody just wants to come here to have fun and you know, anybody young who's just, museums and stuff is cool, but you know, sometimes people just not really into museum. They want the theme parks. They want the, you know, something different. And I feel like I don't know. I just see the potential in Jackson that we could be way better than what we are right now.
I feel like the planetarium could be the option. could be one of those options. The
Oh yeah, for sure.
planetarium. I enjoyed the planetarium as a kid.
It should be opening up soon, but yeah, I can't wait for it.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe one of these days, I just think it's gonna take that. It's gonna take somebody. It really all falls on leadership. It's gonna take somebody who like really cares about Jackson, who really wants to see Jackson succeed, in order for this place to just get started in the right direction.
Yeah.
Other than that, all these guys who just taking bribes and
Oh goodness.
and I'm not saying no names, but you know.
Yeah. The lack of integrity. But hey.
But yeah, I will say this, man. Jackson people, the citizens of Jackson, we overcome adversity.
Yeah.
Like, out of all the things that we've been through, still currently going through, we still strong in spirit, haven't gave up on this city, and we love the city. And you know, just like every other Jacksonian, we want to see this place be better than what it is, because I feel like we get a bad rep, and it bothers me because I see a lot of content creators. I feel like you know what I'm talking about. Oh, Jackson this, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Jackson this, Jackson that, and you know, they report everything negative about Jackson, but anything that's positive coming out of Jackson, they turn a blind eye.
Yeah.
So I don't like that. You know, it's you know, there's some good people in Jackson, there's some positive things that happen in Jackson, but you know, of course, the news, the media, they focus on.
Oh yeah, the negative gets more attention, gets more likes.
For sure.
You know.
For sure. That's just what it is. But yeah, I would like to see this place be better, for real.
I think Jackson is on the up. Like, I think it's like a slow burn, but I do think that the city in general is really on the way up, because
I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like it's only gonna go down so far.
I don't know. You heard that phrase, it's only gonna get worse before it gets any better.
I don't even want to ask.
I'm just saying. I'm like, is this the worst before it gets better?
Exactly. It was right.
I can't take much worse. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm not gonna hold you. But yeah, this place has potential. So
it does.
it's my own, man. I will say this, man. One thing that also kind of crushes me. A lot of my schools that I went to in Jackson are being demolished and closed down, and you know, being turned into, you know what I'm talking about. You went to Hardy. You went to you went to Chastain.
I went to Chastain, yes. Yeah.
And I think they turned that into a church or something.
I'm gonna say a church bought that now, and I think they're gonna make that into their school.
Let me get back to the subject of them closing these schools up and these businesses and such. It was one building in particular that I did not like that they closed or demolished, and whoever is familiar with the downtown Jackson area, you are familiar with that library.
Eudora Welty Library.
Eudora Welty Library.
Yeah.
That building has been
R.I.P.
That building has been here for like, what, 50 years? Maybe over 50 years? Okay, back to what I was saying. One place that messed me up was I didn't like how they closed Eudora Welty's library. That place has been here for like over 50 years, probably.
Right, you feel like
named after one of the most famous authors ever.
From Jackson, yeah.
Ever, not from Jackson, but ever. Right here in Jackson. I think it was the biggest library in the city as well.
Mm-hmm.
And
it was a headquarters for libraries.
They ended up closing this building. I don't know why. Maybe it was for, I think it was, it needed repairs. Or,
yeah, it needed repairs bad. The basement would flood and stuff all the time. And that was also the city of Jackson's publication office. So imagine all these papers and stuff, you know, getting wet.
Right.
Thus, in fact, impacting inventory, you know,
Right.
and that's just, you know, spending more money.
Right. But anyway, I thought it was a slap in the face when they tore that library down and they said that, you know, we're gonna make this a park. And I was like, whose idea is this? You know, the fact that, you know, this is one of the most famous authors in the world, in the country, etc. We named the library after her, and we just tore that down, and we're just putting a park here instead for the two museums right there in front of it.
Right.
And it's like, y'all didn't even name the park after her. So it's like, you know, like I said, it's very disrespectful that y'all turned down. I kind of consider it what you call a historical landmark. So, you know, like I said, all this really just falls on leadership. I'm not gonna get too political, but I just feel like the people of Jackson, we need to vote better. We need to we need better.
Yeah. And make sure we get out there to vote.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
Please go vote.
Man,
like,
and you know what? I'm gonna say it.
Go vote, man.
I'm gonna say that. You know, the tough part about living in Jackson is that a lot of people don't vote. Not only that, but a lot of people around here vote for the same person. Mm-hmm. For real.
Mm-hmm, no, for real.
I don't want to name no names, but it was a certain person who was taking bribes, and you know, this person had some power. And we all knew this person was not really who you say he was. And guess what? This person got a second term. So it was like I was, and I looked at the numbers, and damn near half the population of Jackson didn't even vote. They didn't even show up to vote, which is crazy.
It is insane.
I think
insane.
I think it was over half.
Like, come on now.
It was over half.
It's free. It's free.
Yeah. Anyway, with that being said,
thank you for having me. First off.
yeah, I'm glad that you could clear time out your schedule to be here.
Yeah, cause I'm busy.
Yeah, right. Anyway, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video. Feel free to comment. Give us your opinions
Please.
on anything that we discussed. Also, if you guys enjoyed the video, let me know. You know, this could be a reoccurring thing. Who knows? Who knows where this could lead us?
Maybe give topics you want us to discuss.
Of course. Also, hit me up on social media, JacksonMS601 on TikTok. Did you want to shout your social media or?
You can follow me on Instagram at the Olivia Hines. Also on TikTok at the Olivia Hines.
For sure. Maybe one day we'll get you your own podcast. And, you know,
Yeah, maybe one day. Maybe one day.
Yeah, with that being said, man, I appreciate you guys for watching. Until next time, this is Jackson Mississippi 601 Podcast, and I'm out.